Everybody, my name is Hannah Clipatanon, owner of HK Hair. I'm going to show you how to trim your own fringe today. Now this is not the behaviour I usually endorse. You'll have a much higher quality of haircut if you have this done by your stylist, but obviously we are in unusual times, and this is my way of being able to help you to get the best cut at home. So first of all, I've just previously trimmed my fringe to a side fringe for another tutorial. So my hair, I completely appreciate, is going to be a lot shorter than some of your fringes at the moment. So I'm going to trim a full fringe. The first thing to do is, when your stylist would have originally cut in your fringe, they would have made a conscious decision of what hair to leave out of your fringe and keep in the main part of your hairstyle. So, you know, keep in mind that they are the professionals, so please don't cut any hair into your fringe at this time. So that's really important. So what I'm going to do, and I'm the same, I don't usually cut my fringe, so the second time I've done it, and that's only because of the first time was for another tutorial in lockdown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see as much as I can, because it's quite difficult because obviously your fringe is in the way, of seeing what hair it should be in my fringe or not. And the easiest way of doing that is grabbing the sort of main amount of your hair and then just making sure that none of the shorter bits have gone back in with the main part of your hair. So I'm going to say that's the main part on that side, and just make sure that's secured back. So if you haven't got any sectioning clips, are great. If you haven't got any of these, either some curvy grips or even like an Alice band, if you've got a big hair band, you know, these really, I've got those now because they're just in trend and so useful. But stick a big hairband and make sure so all of that hair is out of the way, because you don't want to accidentally cut any of this length off. Now I naturally have a thinner part of a fringe to this side, and that's really his explanation. I had 3 children quite quickly. It's thin, you know, hormone imbalances and all the rest of it. I have lots of things to thin your hair. So I already know that I'm going to have a little gap here. If I pull it down, I'm not going to recut that because I don't want to end up with too much of a fringe cut in, and when I next see my own hairdresser, they can then rectify my overall haircut. I do not want to be causing any more problems than I have to at the moment. So taking all this section back, all this hair is out the way, and then what I'm going to do is have a good look at my fringe. And what I'm going to show you today is the best way of doing your own fringe at home is to still keep slightly longer on the sides. Now, really blunt fringes have been in trend and they are beautifully cut, but they take a lot of work from a stylist point of view as well to make sure that they are precision across. I wouldn't suggest doing that at the moment. For yourself, particularly if it's the first time you cut your hair. So what I am going to do though is show you how to take the length up in the middle and then have a little bit of shape here, and then as it grows, it'll be softer as it grows and it won't be quite so obvious if it's a little bit wonky. So the first thing to do would be to take a middle section, so probably like 2 centimetres in the middle, probably taking about a good inch. So into the middle section first, and then have an idea of whereabouts you want it to sit. Some people are very precise. Certainly when I cut their fringes, they want it just below the eyebrow, just above. So I want to take off a small amount first and then just see. 2 reasons for that. One, because I don't usually cut my fringe, but also because I'm looking through the camera. No one wants a mishap while they're filming a YouTube video. And then with very sharp scissors, ideally hairdressing scissors are about 5 inches long, so nothing too big, but sharper ones are better. So if you have got if all you've got is some sharp kitchen scissors or dressmaking scissors, try and get somebody else to do it for you if you've got somebody else in your household, and then do a blunt cut. Guide where you put your fingers where you want to cut, and then keep the hair still nice and taut. And cut along. Yeah, I can cut loads more often than that. Right, make sure your hair is dry when you trim your own fringe or trim somebody else's fringe, because when your hair changes texture between wet and dry. So when it's wet, it tends to be a little bit stretchy, and you don't want then for it to dry and for it to bounce up. Anyone who's had a mishap with a fringe trim will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just taking off a little bit more overall length. I think that's fine for the middle. So that's my guide point. So I do not want to cut that bit any shorter. I'm doing it over my sink, so the hair is dropping. So bear in mind where you start cutting your hair as well. That's why, obviously, why I'm in my bathroom. I'm not able to access my salon at the moment because of lockdown. Right, so here we go. So I've now got this guideline here. So that point, I do not want to cut any shorter. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cut this side, which is my left side, first. And I want it as a slightly, from that point, just to slope down slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of this hair. So I've got a bit of this, I've got picked up some of this middle section. So that's my guide. I don't want to go any shorter than that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it across in perhaps 40 degree, not quite a 45-degree angle, but 45 degree, pull it in slightly. And then I'm going to cut down in a 45-degree angle. So this bit here, this length that you can see, that's what I'm cutting off. I'm not cutting this bit any shorter, but I'm cutting this bit off there. And I'm doing the same on the other side. So again, catching some of that middle section, because I don't want it to go any shorter than that. The rest of the remaining hair, pulling it in towards my nose in that kind of direction. So, and then you obviously, I can see there clearly, I don't want to touch this bit, but I'm going to cut all this bit off. And then using 2 fingers, check that that's the same length. I've got a little bit of a long bit there. Let's just see, double check. And you'll be able to see, look, you can see there clearly, I've just missed about 4 hairs. So, let's see, again, go back in. Okay. Yeah, that's great. And then this is a little bit heavy for me. I usually have my fringe a little bit more textured. Let's just, yeah. So what I'm going to do is something called point cutting. So it'd be something you would have seen your stylist do. And then what we do is lift up all the hair. You can either, if you can see, lift it up to this point. And then I've got a few ends. Obviously, I don't want to cut any shorter than the length either side, but this bit in the middle, if I take this off and I'm going to point cut, so I'm going to cut into it, so you'll be able to do it like this. I'm doing this purely so I can see in the mirror in the camera. You can either take off the ends like that and just chip into it and take some of that length off, or you can pull it down so you can see here. So I'm going to cut into that there just a little bit. Okay, this is a little bit heavy there again. Exactly the same this side. Just pull this up again. So I'm not cutting off the overall length. I'm just almost thinning the ends out just a little bit, just to break it up. So if you have a solid fringe, you don't need to do this at all. So let's just ready. Let's comb that all in. Just check that off if it's okay. There we go. And that's how I would trim your fringe at home.